Hey everyone, this is Dale Anderson. I decided that I'll just create a video on how to do a basic word study. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip back and forth between two documents. First of all, I'm using the online tool called Blue Letter Bible that you'll find at www.blueletterbible.org. That's the one that I like. I've selected New King James Version. That's the version I like to use, but you have other options. And I've decided that the word I'm going to use is mercy. So I want to search for mercy, and then I'm going to also create for myself a document that has the word mercy that I'm going to submit as my assignment, and I'll just make that a little bit larger so it's visible. So I'm going to look at mercy, and what I'm going to do is I've decided I'm going to do the Hebrew and the Greek. So I'm going to start with the first place in the Bible mercy is ever used, Genesis 19:19. So you can either go through the tools and get this drop down box and go interlinear, or you can just click on the verse, and when you click on the verse it'll give you then the isolated verse in its context, and then as I click on tools it's going to bring up the verse as it's written in Hebrew, and then I'm going to drop down. I'm going to find the word. There's mercy. And mercy actually in the Hebrew is it's called hesed, and I'm going to click on here's the Strong's Concordance, H for Hebrew language, 2617. I'll click on that and it will take me and isolate the word, and it's called hesed, pronounced that way. I'm going to cut and paste that. I want to try and replicate the Jewish lettering or the Hebrew lettering, but I'm not convinced that it will transfer well, so I'm not sure about that part. So I'll put that into brackets. No, it doesn't. So I'll just leave it at hesed. But what I will put into brackets is the Strong's Concordance lettering. So that's H for Hebrew. And Hebrew, there it is right there, H2617. That's the Strong Concordance location. 2617. In the Hebrew. And then what I want to do is I'm just going to come and I'm simply going to cut and paste this. I'm allowing you to do that because obviously you're going to give me a citation for this. So I'm going to drop down and I'm going to type this in. So it just means basically, number one, God's goodness, kindness, and faithfulness. And the other meaning that it gave was as in a reproach or shame, which seems strange. So I need to investigate that a little bit to see what context that's used. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go and find other verses that word is used in. So there's the original context that I pulled it from, so I'm going to use that verse. Genesis 19:19. I'm also going to back up and I'm going to use Genesis 19:16. I'll look that up in a minute because that's the first place where God is being called merciful, which is a derivative of mercy. So in that way I've got myself a couple of verses and I might pull from one more, and then I would go and do the same thing but with a Greek passage. So what I would do is I would do mercy again, looking up mercy. It would take me back to the Blue Letter Bible, but then I'll scroll to the bottom and I'll find a location in the New Testament where I'm going to find the word mercy in the New Testament so that I can look at it in the Greek in the interlinear. And so here's mercy in the Greek, G in the Strong's, G for Greek, Strong Concordance, G1653. The Greek word is leo, and the Strong's number is G1653. So I'm going to come down here, type mercy again, G1653. Put that in brackets so that I'm consistent like what I've done up top. And put the Greek word. Then I'm going to go back. I'm going to find a couple of verses that have this definition in it. I'm going to cut and paste the definition. So I'm getting the definition. Then what I'll do is I'll go on as I did previously. I'll find a couple of verses, write them down, and then I'm going to respond to them. So the three things I'm asking you to do is I'm asking you to take a word, find it in either the Hebrew or the Greek, it matters not to me, and then find some verses that word is used, give me the definition, all right, so that I have a definition. Let's make this a little bit more orderly. Here's the verses, and now I want a response. How is it being used in the context? Why is it meaningful to you? And that's basically what I'm asking you to do. What I'm trying to show you is different tools online, how to use them, and how to take the words, find them in their context, and come up with a reasonable interpretation of how they're impacting the text or how they're adding to the text. One final piece of instruction, my personal opinion is, why do added extra work unless you're really into it? So I would actually choose a word that actually adds to and helps you with the outlines from the Bible book that you're choosing. Remember, one of your assignments is to actually do an outline of a Bible book. And so why not choose a word that's going to actually help you in your outlining process? So in general, that's just what I'm asking you to do. Find an online tool. If you have a different online tool than the Blue Letter Bible, if you have another access to the Strong's Concordance in either Greek or Hebrew, please use that tool. I know some people have Logos. I like using Blue Letter because it's easy to navigate. It's easy to find the meanings, and cutting and pasting is fine. The last thing that I'll need you to do when you're all finished is I would simply put in a citation, something like, I'll make it small so it's more like a footnote, but taken from Blue Letter Bible, www.blueletterbible.org. That way you're giving credit where credit is due, and then that's it. That's what I'm asking you to do. So the Lord bless you. If you have any questions, let's talk about it in class or send me an email. Grace to you. Bye.